All over the world, farmers, commodity traders, and aggregators are experiencing post-harvest losses in various ways along the value chain. This calls for global concerns as the impact of post-harvest losses greatly affect each one of us in diverse ways. In Ghana, the story is no different. In one of my visits to some farms in the Komenda Edna Eguafu Abrim district in the central region of Ghana, I engaged some farmers. It was a Tuesday morning. These women had to move their farm produce to a nearby town called Bepos in the western region. It was a market day. They walked for several kilometers while transporting their produce from their farms. Finally, they are waiting for buyers in Bepos. Cassava is what Mame Mansa sells, and she has been at the market for close to 3 hours. The buyers come and leave without purchasing. She tells me that the buyers leave with various excuses.
Trading activities is not consistent. Some of the buyers say they do not get any profit after buying the cassava. It's not our fault because things are expensive and we need to increase the prices of cassava we sell here. As a result, when they do not buy, we end up losing everything, or better still use it for kukunte.
One bucket, one bucket, 1.4, no 1.3. You may be 1,800,000. You can put to me 700.
Nina, no bone yakura.
During bumper harvest, a bucket of cassava is sold at 100 cedis or 80 cedis. The kokonte is sold for 15 or 20 cedis.
The situation is same for Mamie Kuba. Due to the high cost of her garden eggs, the customers frequently complain to her. She explains she had to do this in order to make some money off what she sells.
Out of one o Sunday was young soon. Na musume ye ni bibia musumo bofom. Nti ode za no so aboto no so ka ye ni ya ye ode manunua na.
The buyers are always unhappy because of how we sell the garden eggs. I can't do anything about it because if I try adjusting the prices, I will end up running at a loss.
My hen wo edwuma nim. So am edwuma no onko me fide hu de sanya bu oyedze na nche bi nkwohwe amoto podosi ha. If not for the expensive prices of the garden eggs, I'm sure by now what you see would have been bought. But because of transportation and other costs, we need to increase the prices. 80. Zorka sie onso nto ode yisi ha. Kala akuchie wa ayedze papa. Kala akuchie ne bo ayedze na farmers na lanso. Onam de damazi oyensu na wodi ye.
I think further fall in the prices of fuel will help.
It's in a way the Canadian petrol card and now what for here so the petrol. So the petrol what's here be now. Not said that our band in any way. It's either. It's here the one petrol near the name. Uncle from the petrol for man, there may be some nano watch.
Along this value chain is harvesting, drying, shelling, bagging, transportation, storage, among others. As the crop or farm produce goes through these stages without appropriate measures, the farm produce can reduce in quantity and quality. For example, improper handling of crops and the use of wrong harvesting tools during harvesting can cause the crop being harvested to break. Therefore, post-harvest loss can be described as the decline in quantity and quality of crops from harvesting to consumption. These women explained to me that it will take 2 or 3 days for their farm produce to get rotten due to little or no knowledge on how to preserve their produce and other factors.
Eyawoda na watso. Nti say eyawoda na watso in the feed and we do gwado. Nti gwado no aya ni nyina osa da me da Friday ni nyina na situ.
We harvest the garden eggs on Thursday. We bring it to the market on Friday. We have a way of preserving it, but we sometimes have some of it rotten, which means you've lost some amount of money. I sometimes run at a loss, so there are days I have no choice than to sell them to customers at a cheaper price. What you see are rotten garden eggs. We cannot give up on what we do, but to find ways and means to survive.
Or the baby papa beba na makoma to me no my son ma continue that me yi
banchi no anam de for my identity aya you too ya de market Friday na.
The cassava begins to rot within just 2 days of harvest because of lack of ready market.
Saturday no poto.
Just 2 days spend na poto. Nti no ya dem ya form na ya de na abadinti.
Anam odu na wodo bo haban nti. The
cassava gets rotten within just 2 days because we use other chemicals on it. But without those chemicals, we may have it go for almost a week.
In the Voice's new letter written in 2006, it was estimated that many countries in Africa experience 25% in post-harvest loss of total cereal crops harvested. Also, according to a 2016 study, Ghana lost about 318,514 tons of maize annually to post-harvest losses, and this makes up 18% of the total stock of maize produced in Ghana. In 2018, Ghana's losses of cereals were valued at around $141.12 million, and that is more than 680.19 million Ghana cedis, using that year's average exchange rate of $1 to 4 cedis 82 pesos. According to Paul, a peasant farmer, the outlook of post-harvest losses in Ghana does not look good for the sector.
You know, post-harvest losses have been a very big issue for most of these farmers around this area. We've spoken to some traders to get their perspective with respect to post-harvest losses. You being a farmer and you've been doing this for how long, God knows. Take me through, what are some of the experiences you go through as a farmer?
It takes a lot. If you're starting your production, you don't get any loan from anywhere. And so even getting money to start. And these days, because of the nature of our farming, we don't want to do like the traditional way. We also want to take it like in a modern form. And so with these pineapples, these days we plant it on this plastic mulch. Okay. And even the cost of plastic mulch, because of this current economy, has risen up to some point that we can't even afford. I think it was around 1,200 just past November, December. As I'm talking to you now, 2,400. We are buying it. And if you want to cultivate and you want to start on a new land, that you need to clear land, you have to afford excavators or even payloaders. And the charge that they are charging now is very costly. Though sometimes the cars will get stuck, or even if a car doesn't get stuck, because of the nature of the farming, we do it randomly. And so I will be harvesting here, a friend of mine will be harvesting there. And one big challenge is, as at the time I will be ready like to convey the load from here to the roadside, I won't get any car. And so my customer will be waiting, but he or she is not getting the load. Sometimes he has to leave me because he's also dealing with time. Yeah, that's also a challenge.
So in other instances, how do you preserve some of these? Are there other alternatives for you?
We don't have any alternatives. Our only solution is, even with fruits, I think pineapple, orange, watermelon, there should be factories, either private or government, so that our fruit will be turned into either fruit juice. And I think when such incentive or factories are around, farmers will not suffer or will not produce and our product will go waste. I don't think it will happen. And so there should be factories so that our products will be turned into either finished or second product for us. And that will be helpful.
As a farmer, do you think the 1D1F is helping you guys?
No, because we have Commander factory just close to me here. And the factory is not into production. It's not into production. There's a factory at Tamadi. It's also close to me here. And this 1D1F, Akufo-Addo, the president of our nation, I think there was a partnership, but it did not happen. The last thing for us to hear is the factory is being turned into this pure water production, but into food production, it did not happen. And that of Kumfi, I think all from central region, where we are is KEEA. Those are the coastal lands of pineapple producers. And we thought a Kumfi factory being there, they will extend their buying of pineapple to our area. It did not happen.
They've been hiking policy rate with respect to the Bank of Ghana, hiking policy rate not too long ago, which means that will also affect interest rate when you're going for loan. How easy is it for you guys to access loans in your production?
We only get loans from this, I think, microfinance banks. Sometimes, unless you are a saver there.
Oh, okay.
If you don't save there, you will not get any loan from this microfinance. And with our banks, because I'm a farmer, I'm not on payroll. And so if you are in to get a loan, they will tell you don't save there, and so they are not going to give you. I see them because we are peasant farmers. We are not like on a large scale or even companies. And so we are not getting any loan from banks.
But looking behind, you have quite a large hectare of, should I say, pineapple farm here. Don't they even at a point want to even come around to sort of say, okay, because of what you have, we can just give you some loans and all that?
I used to save in one of our banks.
Yeah.
And I have a lot, like at the time I have a lot of money there. And I was thinking the bank will even look at my capital there so that if I want a loan, they'll give me. The bank personnel that I was dealing with told me because I'm not on payroll, and so I'm not like qualified for any loan.
What about rural banks?
As for that one, if you save there, they also have their policy. Maybe you need to have a particular amount there before they look at it, then give you the loan.
In 2023, a new report published by the Danish Embassy indicated that the value of food losses and waste in Ghana is estimated at $1.9 billion per annum. According to the report, post-harvest losses of tomato, yam, mango, citrus, and cherries accounted for the loss. Obviously, post-harvest losses have far-reaching disadvantages, hence the need for us all to practice post-harvest loss management. This will help to reduce post-harvest losses, food insecurities, and increase our chances of food sustainability as a country and the world at large. This can be done by employing the use of technology and dialoguing with farmers to implement government policies and interventions that create avenues to increase food storage on a large scale. For Joy Business, James Ishen.